Hey there, everybody! Welcome to our finale review of The Amazing Race 32. We have been racing to you all season long with these videos. I have kept the bad jokes to a minimum, but you know what?
That is not true.
It is the finale. We are parading them all out there like we've got the washboard and the drums. I'm raring to go.
We are living our best lives like Hung was walking down that street with that washboard with the biggest smile. That was the highlight. So she's so cute.
She is the happiest anyone has been upon in the middle of finishing second place in a final leg. Like, I would have been stressed, but you know, we've got a lot to talk about. Major spoilers if you haven't seen the episode, but if you guys do enjoy this video, subscribe. I know this season is over, but we got a lot of other stuff coming. Hopefully, we'll hear about the Circle soon.
Yep.
Big Brother Canada's coming, hopefully
Yep.
before too long. We got a lot on the plate here. We have a lot to dive into.
Definitely. So make sure you're subscribed to us so you don't miss any of it.
We have a king cake amount of content that is coming up.
The puns will keep on rolling, guys.
We will not make you try to find a small plastic baby in them. This is all, it is all good. Congratulations, Will and James.
On everything. You won the race. You got engaged. Congratulations. You guys really deserved it. I mean, not that you guys are watching the video, but just in case you are, you really deserved it. You guys played really hard. You brought the alliance together, which was, not the best TV, but excellent strategy. It really worked really well for you guys. I mean, you guys deserve this win.
It
was good.
Pretty incredible run from start to finish here. Yeah, they didn't win every leg. They didn't break any Amazing Race records, but they won multiple legs. They were sort of the architects. I don't know if this is just the edit or whatever else, but it seemed like they were the architects behind the alliance, which we've never seen like this before.
And I just love seeing super fans get to the end and win. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's sort of the thing. And I know that there are people out there who are anti-Will and James, and maybe some of it is the alliance and that made the show predictable. I don't like that part of it either, but I can never be mad about people who love The Amazing Race winning The Amazing Race and fulfilling their life wish that after applying for so many times.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some of the comments, and yeah, there's people out there that feel that having an alliance is cheating, and I'm saying it in quotes because it actually isn't. There are no rules against having an alliance. They have done nothing wrong. Is it fun TV? No, it's not fun to watch. It can be frustrating, it can be dry, but is it good strategy? Yes, and it worked, and it got them to the end, and it got them their win. I'm really happy for them, for both of their things. Happy engagement, happy win.
They had a really incredible last leg. It made for a slightly less exciting finale, but it's not their fault that they were just so good at pretty much everything that was thrown at them in this leg. Like, can you name one thing that they did wrong other than like a 3-second hiccup eating beignets?
No, it was really smooth sailing for them.
Yeah, like they really tried to manufacture some drama with the "can they get the beignets down" commercial break, and then they're fine.
No, I mean, it felt like they were really far ahead for a lot of this.
I will admit there were a couple of times where I was getting a little bit snarky, which tends to happen at this point, because there was starting to be this whole narrative of, oh, I've been to New Orleans before, I've had a king cake, I feel like and I was just like, okay, you know what? A lot of people have had a king cake. There's a baby in it. This is no big deal.
Okay, but there's a lot of people that haven't. And it was funny hearing you say that while we were watching it, because it totally came in handy.
Yeah.
He knew what to look for and where it would be. Just
smash that king cake all over my face, and I would probably enjoy part of it, because, it actually was effective. I think this is the thing. I'm not going to be like I am a super knowledgeable guy about New Orleans, but I've been there a few times. I have celebrated with plenty of king cakes in my day. I feel like I would have been fine with this, but this one challenge seemed to actually turn the entire race. Like, they had a lead going into it, but this is where they really extended it.
Well, let's start with the carnival that was going on and the bead throwing and all of that. I feel like that might have been a challenge for us because I do really poorly in big group situations, let alone things like concerts or parades or something like that. I get really bad anxiety. I would have done terrible. I feel like I would have lost this leg right there.
This is what I would have done at this point. I would have just said, hey, we're unathletic nerds, guys. We somehow made it here. If you do not give us these beads, we're probably going to lose.
I'd just be like crawling under all the beads and like huddling in a pile on the floor until somebody could roll me out of there.
This would be we would need some pity beads. That's where I'm going with this. We are two socially awkward, unathletic people. You guys need to feel sorry for us and just get us out of here before we just start to like cry to ourselves because we're doomed.
Luckily, you're a little more social than me, so I feel like you would have been able to pull us through it because I'm telling you, Matt would have to pull me through every single part of this leg because not only would I have some sort of horrible anxiety attack in this big crowd, then it moves into the cake. So I wouldn't be able to do this challenge at all. I have celiac disease. I cannot ingest cake in any way. Getting it on my hands, if I touch my face, whatever, and eat it, I'm done. I'm going to spend the rest of the leg in the hospital. So I wouldn't even be able to do this cake thing. And then you would have to eat all the beignets at the end. I wouldn't be able to eat any of them, so hopefully that would be all right. I think you'd do that just fine.
See, this is the thing here. We probably wouldn't have been great at the beads. I think we can say that with some confidence, but I'm totally all over this. Like, first and foremost, what a waste of king cake this whole thing was. Like, I thought, based on the previews and everything else, that this was just gonna be, okay, you guys got to eat as many king cakes as possible until the baby comes in. You would have had to obviously hide more babies. Nobody can eat that many of them.
No.
But I thought if that was the case, none of you people have anything on me. I would have devoured that like nobody's business.
You would have been great at it. Matt once ate 12-year-old popcorn, so
Okay.
I feel like he can get through anything.
I'm not proud that I ate the 12-year-old popcorn. It's just I was hungry and there wasn't anything else snacky in the house. And it was there. You know what, though?
It happened, guys. It happened.
This would have been better probably than the 12-year-old popcorn. This would have been delicious. But as it was.
Well, and also, it would have been better than the 12-year-old popcorn. Yeah. And it may even have been better than the bagel that Matt ate today. So we were watching, there's a little side story here. We were watching Bachelorette last night. She ate a bagel that had cream cheese on it, and then she took actual blueberries and put it on, smushed it together and ate it. And I was like, no, man, no. So we went to the store today and got exactly that. We have some pictures up on Instagram, which is Matt and Jess TV, to see if it was actually good or not. I did not partake because it didn't look right, but you were like 10 out of 10.
It was good, guys. Just like this king cake would have been good if they made people eat it, this would have been fine as well. Even if you weren't supposed to eat it, I still would have eaten some of that king cake along the way.
Well, I actually wondered if that was part of the problem with the boyfriends, because he was eating some of the cake as he was like, and then by the time they got to eating the beignets, I mean, they weren't feeling that great.
Yeah,
it was a lot to eat, those beignets. They were huge.
But this is where things get tricky, because it's also like, you gotta really get all down in the nitty gritty with this cake to find the baby, because the baby is kind of small. But if you're trying to eat some along the way here, maybe you're gonna notice that you're eating a part of the baby, and you take it out, and you're like, oh, and that's what you're gonna be like, because you have your mouth kind of full of cake. But you know what? You might be able to find it a little bit better. I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Save room for the beignets, guys. That is the lesson.
The beignets, okay, there are few things I enjoy more in life than beignets.
I have never had one, but there might be a deep fryer under our tree that Matt asked for and sent me a link so that I would buy it and put it under the tree. So, I mean, if that happens, maybe he'll make me some beignets. I will also put that on Instagram if we get beignets.
Maybe there will be beignets. Maybe I will eat 6 of them just in solidarity with the teams on the Amazing Race. You know, I've had beignets in New Orleans. They're delicious. These look pretty big. Still, I would have been hungry. I would have just, you know what? We're going to New Orleans. Yep. I would have just not eaten anything on the flight. I would have known this was coming. They would have had my name on it. I would have ate mine. I would have gone over to Will and James. I would have eaten theirs that were left over and been like, you know what? I'm willing to sacrifice a couple of minutes on the race because this is too good to pass up.
So the next part I would have had to have done, which would have also sucked. So I'm not afraid of heights, but I'm afraid of sort of any activity that's kind of crazy that could end in death. So jumping out of planes, free falling off of cliffs, anything that's like this, jumping off this bridge, I would have done just terrible. They replayed that moment where Hung was coming down the building and screaming the whole way. I would have been exactly like her. Exactly like her. She did much better here, but I would have brought that screaming over here. That was scary.
It was scary. This is a tough situation because obviously you would have had to have done it.
Yep.
I think if I was doing it, I could do it. Like I'm moderately afraid of heights, not like significantly. The thing is with me though is that I know that they've got like some sort of harness or something on you or whatever else. And yes, there is like a what if something goes wrong situation here.
Yes, there is.
But it's like I would be a lot more terrified of skydiving because I know you've got like equipment on you, but you're not actually like attached to anything. I think I could do this. I think I could just grab the thing, go down. I would be scared. I would somehow survive. I just don't know if I would have grabbed the clue. I might have screwed that up.
Like I said, Matt would have to carry me through this whole thing. There's just no way.
The real problem that I have with this leg is that of these first few challenges, like this, as long as you didn't like have a nervous breakdown up there or you messed up grabbing it, which didn't seem to be that hard. Everyone did it. I kind of feel like there wasn't enough like opportunity for people to catch up sort of here and there. The baby was really the only hard challenge of these first three.
Yeah, because I mean that whole bridge thing, you can only do one person at a time. And with something like that, it takes a while to set up, get you in the harness, you do it, they got to pull you back up, get you out of it, get it ready for the next person, make sure everything is safe. I mean, at a minimum, I assume that this challenge is going to take 30 minutes, if not longer, for one person to go through it.
Tinfoil hat time.
All right.
They only do this challenge because it looks cool on TV.
Yes, it does.
They are not doing it because it is exciting in the form of like drama or like conducive to the race. It's just, hey, look, people falling from a dangerous place. Like, we have the money to do that. This is their flex when it comes to being a big budget network TV show.
Yeah.
The last challenge, this was a little bit more interesting. I just crossed my fingers when I meant to do that. Whatever, you get the point.
No, he's really crossing his fingers on that.
Okay, here's...
You can just tell them.
I crossed my fingers that I would have not screwed this up. This is the real thing with this.
Yeah.
You have to roll the big blue ball, which... Yep. I'm going to restrain myself. I'm not going to say it. It's right there, but I'm not going to say it. You have to roll this
ball. That's amazing restraint, Matt.
You have to roll this blue ball down into this compound where you then have to put puzzle pieces on it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that exciting. It was cool to see all this, carnival decorations and floats and all that sort of stuff. That was really cool. But, yeah, I mean... it was all right.
Once again, though, I
would have been all right putting that puzzle together. I'm all right with puzzles.
I really wish that they had taken the challenge that we saw last week and put it on this leg and maybe put them in reverse. Because that's...
the music challenge.
Yeah, the music challenge was so much harder, and I like a task at the end of the Amazing Race that's like a real test of everything you saw, not... let's build the globe, which I'm pretty sure anyone could research and plan out before they even go on the show.
Yeah, the only thing that I would like them to change is, if they had the music task, is to make sure that there are like 3 separate vans and they are completely parked really far away from each other. And I know they wouldn't help each other because it would be the final leg, but just the same.
Yeah.
I would want them to all be far away from each other.
Yeah, this just felt too easy, honestly. And I mean, maybe that's just because Will and James are just so good, or it's just that they all studied the Earth before they went, or whatever else. It's just, as cool as it was, I guess, visually or whatever else to put this puzzle together. It went by too quick. The moment that we kind of knew what that challenge was, it was just sort of like, all right, well, we can kind of fast forward the next 15 minutes because there's no way Will and James, who are super fans of The Amazing Race, are screwing this up.
No, and I mean, there was only 15 minutes left, so it was like, is there going to be another challenge? Probably not. They have to have enough time to celebrate the winners, bring in second, third place. And it was nice to see everybody there at the finish line.
I was really studying Leo's face when Will and James ended up being first because I love the messiness of Leo, but he held it together pretty well. He made a joke about it.
I thought that it was really cool. I mean, I've seen on Twitter, everybody's really cool with everybody. I mean, everybody knows that it's a game and nobody's there to hurt anybody's feelings. There's no hard feelings. And I think that that's really cool.
The thing I feel the worst about for Will and James is that they pretty much had to have kept the secret that they've won like $1 million for the better part of 2 years.
Yeah.
Can you imagine your family like wanting to know if you're like a millionaire and you're just like, I don't know, or you just gotta wait and see.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, when I was a Beauty and the Geek, I had to keep the secret of losing in the finale. I had to keep that secret for just, like, I don't know, 2 months, 2.5 months. It wasn't that bad.
That's okay. They could have celebrated their engagement this whole time.
Yeah, they could have, and then people would have been like, well, how did you get engaged? And then they just would have had to be like, well, because they couldn't say how they got engaged.
No, they couldn't, but they could have made something up. They didn't have to hide that.
Yeah, I'm happy for them. They did have a really nice moment at the end.
Yeah, it was nice.
Only drama was like we saw Hung and Chee, they struggled with that puzzle, and that when it got off, all the pieces just went.
Oh man, my heart felt like it just dropped into my stomach when that happened for them.
Who knew there would be so much tension over like who's gonna be second place? Obviously, at that point, I was still invested.
I was really invested in them. Hung, she's part of the short sisterhood with me. I really like her. She's got a really positive energy. Chee, I love them. I mean, I was really rooting for them.
I really liked all three of the final teams. And, you know, I'm a little salty at Riley and Maddison, but that's just because I picked them to win because they were doing so well.
They did their best.
You guys went on a big winning streak, and then it seemed like you got a bad cab, and then, you had a hard time finding the baby, which, Chee also had a really hard time with. Thumbs up or thumbs down on Chee going to the finish line still wearing his chef coat?
Oh, thumbs up all the way.
Chee should just wear that all the time. It's like you don't have to ever introduce yourself anymore, and everyone will automatically think you're like a master chef.
He's adorable.
The
two of them are just adorable. I love them.
I hope that if they ever do another like returning player season, not that I want that, I kind of would like to see Hung and Chee again. Like I think they're really game for just about anything.
And if not, I know you guys are watching this video. You can adopt me.
Okay.
I'm only 45. It'll work out great.
Strangely, this is not the first time you have asked someone to adopt you in one of these videos. Like
it won't be the last.
It probably won't be the last. It's probably gonna be like, I don't know, 30 people by the time this is all. But you know what?
I got to keep putting it out there so that at some point someone will be like, yes, welcome to the family. And I'll be like, cool.
And it's the holidays. This is the spirit of giving.
That's right.
But the last thing we should do here, talk a little bit about next season, because this season was a mess in terms of it taking 2 years to come on CBS.
Yeah, it took a long time.
This next season is going to be an even bigger mess, provided it ever actually ends up happening fully.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened here is they started filming this supposedly earlier this year. They started doing, a couple legs or whatever else. Mm-hmm. Then the pandemic hits. They shut down production in the middle of it. I don't have any idea when you can film The Amazing Race again. Like, you can't just lock everyone into a set or quarantine. There's no feasible way to do this safely anytime soon.
No, and I'm not interested in seeing it come back if it's not safe. I mean, I would be shocked if they were able to film it at all next year. Like, I feel like this is going to be a little bit further down the road. I would like it to be safe for everyone. There's no need to put themselves in danger for my entertainment. Like, it's not, don't.
Yeah, like, I love The Amazing Race. It's one of my favorite shows ever. It's just that, I don't want to see it be unsafe. It's going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah, we haven't even heard anything about Survivor, and that all takes place in, like, one place, and there's no real movement on that yet.
Yeah, so it's going to take a while. The thing I'm most curious about, though, is when they do have it happen again, and I think I've said this in the past, that I'm not trying to be cynical or mean or a Scrooge,
You're
but
never mean.
but what if you're a couple who was on this show and then you had like a really big fight in quarantine or something and you're not together anymore? Do you go on the race again still and pick up where you left off, and it's like it's gone from we were being together to now we don't like each other? Like, it's gonna be awkward.
Well, that's the thing, is I don't know, right? I don't know if even what they started filming, if it was working well enough with the cast that they have. I don't know if they're going to pick up with the same cast. I don't know if they're going to be like, you know what, scrap it. We're now in this sort of post-pandemic world. It's going to be very different than when they started this race to then, what's going to be the rest of this race. Is this going to fit together properly without them being like, guys, there was like a giant 2 or 3 or 5 year break in between this, just so you know. I don't know how they're going to be able to really pick it up after this.
Here is what I want to see, and I literally just thought of this. After you go to the race to the part of it where you guys get shut down, and then, this is advice for Phil.
Because he's watching.
Yeah, Phil, 21 minutes in. You need to stop shaving now, because I want to see Phil on there now with like a huge like beard, just to give me the passage of time and be like, I have not shaved since The Amazing Race last filmed, and then he just shaves on camera and he's like, let's do this.
It's the great lockdown beard.
Listen, Phil, I think you can make it work. Yeah, sure, I know you had to film Tough as Nails or something else in between, but it doesn't matter. We'll wrap this up before we go down any more weird rabbit holes, but thank you guys for watching and enjoying this crazy journey with us.
Yeah, it was great. This was really fun.
And congratulations once more to Will and James. For everyone else, you made it to the finale. Nothing to sneeze at.
Nope.
Get rid of the alliances, Amazing Race. Shake up the rules.
Yep, I'm hoping next time they're gonna bring in some sort of penalty for having an alliance. It worked really well here, but not great TV, so Let's move forward.
No, get rid of some of the, you don't need as many yields or all that, so just pure Amazing Race, good locations, fun teams. You had a good cast this time.
Really good cast. Like, really good cast.
Really good cast. Really good locations. On the alliances. On the finale. But you know what? We can't win everything. This is 2020.
It's true. I'm just happy that we've had the race.
Let us know what you thought about this season, the finale. Are you happy for Will and James? And if you did like this video, subscribe, give us a like, support us further, check those links to the store, our Patreon, and we will see you here next time.